What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of CoinLogic TV. Today, I want to talk to you a bit about one of the tools that I've been using in my day trading, and that is going to be Exocharts. Exocharts is a way for you to be able to see the order flow and the footprint charts for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some select other coins on various exchanges. So there is a trial version that you can sign up for free and get access to some great data. But you can always, of course, get more with the paid version. I do have the paid version. I paid for it for a month to see if it was going to be a tool that I was going to use a lot, and man, this thing has really changed my game. So let's take a look at Exocharts. We're going to take a look at what is the order flow. You can see the footprint, kind of what is going on inside the charts. So it's definitely an advanced way to look at how the markets are building. So it kind of gives you a different perspective. So let's get right into that, and we're going to take a look at that. I'm going to be sharing my chart with you now. All right. So taking a look here at Exocharts. So this screen right here, so this is a very heavily customized version, I am going to tell you right now. So you can do all this kind of customizing over here, like on the settings. You can change all the colors and everything. It really will come basically like this. So you're basically going to be seeing footprint. You're not even going to be seeing any of the CS stuff here. And let me turn off points of control here. Yeah, so you're not going to be seeing any of that when you get started, but you can turn all this kind of stuff on and off. So your POC is going to be your point of control. All right, and that's how you can see kind of like your high volume areas for these particular time frames and for these areas. So each one of these volume profiles is a candle, so you can see how the candle is being built out. Now you can look at it through volume profile. You can look at the delta profile. So the delta profile gives you, it basically shows you at what levels it's bearish and bullish kind of situation. So you can see if there's a lot of sells coming in or if there's a lot of buyers coming in, because the data that flows into Exocharts is it basically just shows your market hits and your market buys and your market sells. So if people are hitting on the bid side of the auction, then that means they're selling into the market. If they're hitting the ask or they're buying into the ask, that means they're buying into the market using market orders, not limits. All right. So that's what we're seeing on Exocharts when we're looking at the bid and the ask. So I'll show you when you come over and you take a look at your text, you can turn on and see how much volume have been running through these levels. So this shows you how much actual volume is moving. You can look at, of course, the delta. So this shows you how many more bids than asks. So you can see in these purple areas, you've definitely got more sells than buy orders. So it's going to be negative. All right. You can look at your bid and ask. So this shows you both sides of the auction. So that's all this is just an auction. And then you have what's called imbalance. And that's what I like to look at as the imbalance. So the imbalance shows you where it's a heavier buy or heavier sells. So you can see where the different colors and the numbers versus it shows you like if it's got more sellers versus more buyers in that area. All right. So I like looking at imbalance. And then I actually like coming down here and looking at the delta cluster. So it gives you just kind of a bit more broader view of the candle. All right. So I actually will also come in here and turn on the candle as well. I use the open, high, low, close candle. So you can actually see the candle over here to the side. So right now we've got a big sell candle going on Bitcoin right now. All right. And these lines here, these lines are the points of control. These are what's called naked points of control. So these are basically supply zones that have not been retouched, that have not been retested. So, and a lot of these, the price will eventually come back at one point or another and fill these, because what this represents is this represents the orders that could be stuck. So there were traders in this area that got stuck. So you probably had people here that were trying to long, thinking we were going long. Well, We didn't. We got stuck. So you got traders that are going to be in this area here. So, and that's actually what a lot of these, what you can see in a lot of this data is you can see where traders are getting stuck at, that kind of thing. So over here on your, in the actual candles, so you can see how it's getting built. So you can see where the candle stops. You had a lot of people trying to sell, but there wasn't anybody over here that was trying to buy it up at that price. So when you, so it had to pop up to the next level up to where there were some buyers, and then it kept going back up, you know. So that's how it kind of moves up and down. So it's just, there's always going to be a seller for every, you know, buyer, and a buyer for every seller. It's just the way this balanced market works. So it just depends on how many sellers or how many buyers are on each side of the market at that time. This gives you a way to actually be able to see that data in real time, which is really cool. This is actually using Bybit. You can come over here by default. It has more data on BitMEX. Okay. So, but I like using the Bybit because occasionally I will use Bybit to trade. But it also runs along with the Apollo X exchange that I use. So usually anytime it moves with Bybit, it's going to be moving really closely far after, not too far after with Apollo X. But you can see that you can trade different coins here. What I think is funny is it still has FTX. I think they need to update that. But yeah, so you can see all these different coins, and then you can come in here and see different time frames. So with the trial package, okay, so the furthest down I was able to get was on BitMEX. On the 4-hour time frame was the lowest I was able to get. Rest of these other exchanges were only bringing you down to the daily time frame, which is a cool way to be able to look at it, especially for free, and be able to judge kind of your longer moves. So you can use Exocharts for free to judge if you're doing swing trading, or if you're wanting to really judge kind of, you know, see your supply zones and stuff like that, and your key levels, which if you have the points, the naked points of control on, that actually shows you a lot of key levels of support and resistance. So those shows you that, you know, points that where there were a lot of volume in those levels. So for me, I like using this on the 5-minute time frame. 1 minute, I tried to play around with that. That got nuts trying to watch that. 5 minutes is perfect because you're watching this move up and down, and then, you know, you can move into the next candle every 5 minutes. So I pair this up with actually looking at my exchange as well. So making sure that you're following the order flow on your exchange. If you're trading on Bybit, you can definitely use this, but you also want to make sure that you're looking at the order book, the trade tape, and that kind of thing on the exchange that you're trading on, because that's of course where your trade is going to be more accurate at. But you can definitely use this as a point to see, okay, where is absorption happening? You know, where where the price is being bought at, you know, where, how is the depth of market looking, that kind of thing. You can see a lot of data here on Exocharts. Again, this is just like, this is a very heavily, I like the different colors and that kind of thing. So you can definitely come in here and play with all the different settings, save you a template, that kind of thing. Down here at the bottom, I've got volume turned on, so you can see volume bars for the candles. But I also have what's called open interest, and you can turn this on and off up here. You can also look at the full footprint, so it shows the volume, the delta, your point of control, all that kind of good stuff. You can also turn that on to the candle using the CS, and you can see a lot of that information. And that's actually how I like to look at it. It's right there in the candle. Down here, I like looking at the open interest. What this does is kind of shows you like the difference between longs and shorts. You can also look at net longs and net shorts as well and compare those. So you can see how many longs are opening up versus how many shorts are closing, and or opening up versus closing, so that you can see, you know, kind of get a judgment on if you're about to get a reversal. So you can see if shorts are starting to pull out and you got more longs coming in, you may be looking to go long and, you know, get into a reversal move or something like that. So this gives you a good way to be able to look at that and judge. I like the open interest because if the price is going down, and open interest is kind of going down. So it's showing you that, things are covering. It shows you if new longs are opening up. It actually gives you a whole idea of what it's doing here. So if price is going up and the open interest is going up, you've got new longs. If price is going down, open interest is going down, you got longs that are covering. All right, so you got longs that are trying to cover themselves. And that's exactly what was happening there. As you see that big old drop happening right there on Bitcoin, you can see how that kind of happens. We just got piled in with a whole bunch of sellers right here coming in, and there was just these buyers trying to catch it here, and it just drilled all the way down through these buys until we got down to here, and you see there was nobody left to buy at these levels, so it shot back up real quick. And then we've had a bunch of buyers come in and start pushing it, trying to push it back up and fill in these price points. All right, so you see how this kind of works in real time like this. So, but yeah, looking at your open interest here. So, if your price is going down and the open interest is going up, that means you have new shorts that are coming into play. And then if price is going up and open interest is going down, that means that shorts are covering. That means that they're starting to close their positions, and you're going to be looking at an upwards direction. So you can see how that move just got totally absorbed here, bought up, and then just trying to consolidate here. So you can see how everything is happening. And that's where you get kind of an edge on the market by looking into the candlesticks themselves. So traditional TA is great and wonderful. So I like using TradingView to actually, look at my key levels of support and resistance, that kind of thing. I also let the naked points of control here on Exocharts help me out with that as well. And then so like I'll use TradingView for, detecting patterns and things like that, just to kind of get an idea on the trajectory of the market, if we're trading bullish or bearish. And then I come in here into Exocharts and I see what the market's doing. And then what I generally try to do is I'll set it up either on a second screen, or I'll set this up on one half of my screen, and I'll set my exchange up on the other half of the screen so that I can watch both. And that really has kind of helped me step up my scalping game, at least for sure. So this gives you a really good place to, give good way to find entries and exits and that kind of thing as well. So you can see where these moves are being exhausted, where things are getting bought up, where things are getting sold off. Because that's all these markets are, is just supply and demand. That's really all it is. It's supply and demand. If you don't have anybody buying at one price, the market's going to move until it finds where people are going to want to buy and sell. That's all it is. So this gives you a great way to be able to kind of come in and judge and see where these auctions are happening at, and see what the price movements are doing, and can really kind of help you get a bigger edge on these markets over just using the same traditional charts that all the other retailers are trading with. This is the kind of stuff that pro traders are using. They're looking into the charts. They're seeing how the bids and the asks are playing out, and they're playing based on these kind of numbers here. So that is kind of just a quick little breakdown of Exocharts. I highly suggest that you go and check this out. It's a really great tool. You can go in and customize it, create your own templates, get signed up at least with the trial edition, and just start using it on your own trades and see how it helps you gain an edge in the markets. So I hope this helps you out. I'm going to be probably making some more videos on this as we go along, just kind of some more detailed stuff. You'll be seeing it as I in some of my trade posts and things like that. So be safe out there, guys. Don't just, listen to me, because this is definitely not financial advice. This is all for educational and entertainment purposes only. But come in here and learn how to use this stuff yourself. There's a plethora of videos out there. Hopefully, like I said, I'm going to put more out there myself on, as I learn how to use these tools too. So you guys have a great day. Be safe out there. Don't get wrecked. Be cool, be real, always abide. Peace out.